Hello, ladies. How are you?
Good.
Good.
How
How
are
are
you?
you?
I'm doing well. You guys look so pretty. I
So
love
do
what you
you.
guys are wearing. Obviously, congratulations with everything with Hotel Cocaine. This series looks so good, you guys. I'm curious to kick it off and ask you, and you can each kind of speak to the question in whatever order you'd like to go. But you guys had the opportunity to work on a really fun time period type of piece, which I think is always really fun from an actor's perspective. Was there any research that you did coming into it? Any old flicks or shows that you guys watched and channeled, or like what was your process kind of getting ready to dive into something like this?
Yeah, definitely. I'm from Spain, so the time period of Miami in the 70s, I really wasn't aware exactly of at what length did it go to. So once I got the part, I thought, oh, maybe I should watch some documentaries and read into it. I had no idea how wild it was. And also because now we have a lot of information of what drugs do and all the consequences. But at that time, people weren't so aware of it and they probably didn't have the means to find out all this information as easily. So I think there was more freedom in that sense and a bit more like loose kind of way of approaching things. So yeah, I saw quite some documentaries. I also did watch a lot of stuff on the Cuban conflict, which I do remember I studied that in school, but that was a long time ago. So I had to like refresh that a little bit. Yeah. So to get into really that mood. But then once you go on set, I mean, you instantly get in the 70s because it all looks so absolutely gorgeous and sexy and enticing. So yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The set design and the costume and hair and makeup, they were so amazing at creating that era and that period that we did the research and watched the documentaries and read about, but a lot of that job is totally, and the
Oh yeah.
suspension of disbelief is just right there as soon as you walk on set, which is so fun as an actor.
Yeah. I I made a playlist with a bunch of 70s songs that I feel like related back to Valeria. And I just kept adding to it as I went on with the show and like understood Valeria better. And I just listened to it every morning that I was on set to really get into character and get in that 70s vibe.
I love that. I think that that's a really great way to do it too. Like you said, approaching it with like the playlist to kind of, build that up for you. I love that. I think that's great. I'm curious to know what is it that you guys are hoping that the audience takes away after seeing this series? Obviously, there's a ton of different angles that we could talk about, but what is it that you personally think the audience is going to be like, oh, wow, this is how this show had an impact on me, or this is what I learned, or this is what I'm going to continue to talk about with friends and whomever?
Um, I think that especially with the title Hotel Cocaine, I think you expect the show to just only be about cocaine.
Mhm.
And I think that once you really watch the show, you see how many layers there are and how it truly comes down to a family um that is just trying to take care of each other and love each other. And I think um everybody's relationship kind of comes down to that. And I think people are really going to be surprised by that, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. I think, well, our tagline is every pleasure has a price. You were going to say that. Every pleasure has a price. So I think at certain moments, the audience might just be seduced by Burton and Janice and the club and the idea of all this erotic and luxurious lifestyle and just superficial with the celebrities and all that. But eventually they're going to see that if you have that, somebody's going to pay for that, you know? So hopefully the audience will go like, oh, well, maybe next time, you know, when you do something, there's going to be consequences for those actions. So I think that's the big lesson of this story.
Yeah, I think it's this it's packaged in this scrumptious, thrilling, very entertaining nightclub package of 70s fun. But at its core, it's really talking about a very full-on time in history and the impact of that and the cost in people's lives, literally, that will, I think, hopefully move people and keep them talking.
Yeah.
Very well said. Well, I just want to say thank you so much for speaking with us. Congratulations with everything. Again, great job. I love the show very much, and I'm so excited for everybody to be able to see it in such a short amount of time. But thank you so much again for speaking with us, and congratulations.
Our pleasure.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.